We got Megyn Kelly. We got Bill Maher. I'm not wasting any time. You know, this is about to be wild. It seems like Bill recently, he's been leaning a little bit more left. You know what I'm saying? A little bit more left. But we going to see if we get him right in this video. Pun intended. Without further ado, let's rock.
Week. I mean, we thought when the Ukraine war started, Putin would be isolated. He's not isolated. He had the BRICS nation. That's Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, and now 4 or 5 other countries. It's about half the world's population, about 35% of the GDP. He's got North Korean troops in his war in Ukraine now. He's very chummy with China. China and Russia always hated each other, not anymore, and Iran. These are the dictator countries. There's a very World War II feeling here when the dictator countries are getting together. I mean, in World War II, what did Hitler and the Japanese have in common? Nothing, except they saw the world one way, fascism. They all have to do it in their different way. Iran is a fascist country in their own way. So is China, so is Russia, Saudi Arabia, you could say also. Somehow, the world seems to be dividing between the good guy countries, the democratic countries, and these autocracies. And if your guy gets in, we're going to be on the wrong side of this one.
Okay. Actually, false information. If you look at what's going on at a micro level, that is not true, right? Really what's happening is a lot of these countries are getting together, right? Not all of them, obviously, but some of them are, right? And the reason why I think that is because they sense that the United States is weak. Newsflash, the United States, unless you are living under a rock, right? We have the strongest military, right? We have, well, that's really all I could say, unfortunately. I mean, what am I going to say? We have the best schooling system. I mean, I don't know about that. I highly doubt that. But as far as military might, we're number one. Now, as far as our administration, we are not number one, 100% not, which is why we're trying to make a change with that, right? And we're trying to do it pronto, right? Okay, but hey, look, I mean, I just wanted to say that because that's not true. When countries sense that you are weak, what are they going to do? They're going to get together to try to overthrow you, right? Come on now. Back to the
if my guy gets in, I think we'll go back to the time that we had when he was president, which is the only time we didn't start a war and get involved in a war.
Bingo.
That's not true. Jimmy Carter never fired a shot.
Putin did not invade Ukraine until Biden took over. We had the disastrous withdrawal from Afghanistan, which projected weakness through the world. People understood that we were enfeebled, and that is what was provocative. Weakness is provocative.
I feel like
Trump destabilized these people. They didn't know what to expect of him. Next thing you know, he's bombing Soleimani. Trump did strategic strikes that had people on their heels. They didn't know what he might do to them. And we did not have Putin invade
It's what he might
Ukraine.
do to us that I'm a little more worried.
No. That's the political correct thing to say. You're not scared of what he's not going to do anything to you, right? This is the political correct thing to say, right? And this is the problem. This is how they take words. And I'm not saying that Bill Maher did this, but I'm just saying, this is what the media does, specifically the media more so on the left. I'm not saying the right doesn't have its things, but more so on the left than anything. This is what they do, right? And that's not the case, guys. Come on now. Let's come on. Stop.
I feel like
We've had 4 years of Trump. We've had 4 years of Trump.
Yeah.
Trump did not go after his
what?
political enemies with the Department of Justice.
Right.
That was Joe Biden and Kamala Harris.
Well, we had Hitler in the 30s and things were okay, and then we had Hitler in the 40s and they got way worse. Just because we had him.
He hid his Hitlerism the first 4 years, and is going to come out in full force.
He tried to do things like that. He tried to do dictatorial fascist things, and he was stopped.
Joe Biden has flouted the law when it comes to these student loan giveaway programs. He's flouted the law. Supreme Court opinions that told him he didn't have the right to do it, and he openly said, I will get around the Supreme Court. He did it with respect to rent abatement programs, the same exact thing. And then he and Kamala Harris unleashed this Department of Justice against their political enemy, Donald Trump, their #1 chief rival for the presidency.
Okay. Well,
Is it funny? Because they did it.
We'll see.
You want to talk fascism? That's fascist.
I think history is not going to be kind to your point of view, but I appreciate you coming on and saying it. Thank you, Megyn.
And at the end of the day, that's what it's about. Agree to disagree, whatever, right? But yeah, Bill chose his side. Look, hey, look. And we kind of, come on now. We seen it coming. We did see it coming. And I want to say something too. This is I did a video, and I think the video got almost 2 million views. It's my most popular video. It actually got more views than the View's original video itself. And Bill was on The View, and I think, was it Joy? Somebody said that because remember, Bill was like teetering. He wasn't fully leaning all the way left. He was kind of in the middle with it, right? Obviously now he's not. He's definitely not in the middle. Yeah, he was leaning more in the middle, but yeah, obviously now he's not. It's very clear, what he thinks. And as far as Megyn Kelly, I agree with Megyn Kelly. I 1000% agree with her. Number one, we weren't in any wars. And let's talk pre-COVID. Let's talk right? Cough, cough, right? No COVID. The interest rates, right? And now you could say, yeah, because of inflation and because of this and that, which, okay, totally understand. But, that was lower. As far as the cost of goods, that was lower. Food was lower. Gas was lower. All that stuff, so I don't know. I get it. A lot of people have this connotation on the man and they think of him a certain way, and I totally understand that. But my thing is, a lot of people are making emotional decisions and not using common sense and not using logic in terms of, okay, do we want to get the country back on track? Yes or no, right? Or do we want to let these numbers that they're talking about, and when I say they, I mean, the left, saying that, oh yeah, there's more jobs, there's more this, there's more that, when the economy is you got to listen to the economy. They're talking back, right? If anybody, like, if you just go outside, just go, I dare anybody, just go outside and have a conversation with people. Ask them how they're doing financially. They're going to tell you they're not doing that good. Now, is that all dependent on the president? No, absolutely not. You should get out there. You should go make a way for yourself. The president isn't here to baby feed you. However, there's certain things that you cannot control. You cannot control the price of gas. You cannot control the price of, your groceries. You cannot control that, right? You can't control if you want to buy a home and the interest rates are high and, you don't want to, take out all this money. And then especially, let's say you go to a bank and, they want to give you a loan, and it's just a whole bunch of stuff, right? So, these are stuff that you cannot control, right? Well, you control to a certain degree, right? So I should say that, right? So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. And maybe you guys disagree with me, maybe you agree, let me know in the comment section. But personally, that's where I feel like a lot of Americans are at right now. We all know that we have issues, like a bunch of other issues in terms of, all this woke stuff and all that nonsense, right? We want to combat that, but right now that's not what the American people need. The American people are hurting, right? Yeah. So guys, let me know what you think about what I said, and about also Megyn Kelly. Do you got Bill Maher? Who do you got? Let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, peace.